Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Friday Tech Roundup. My name's Ellie and I've got 5 pieces of news which are guaranteed to change your Friday. So, if you're ready, let's go. Number 1, we start off this roundup by honouring the life of Bill English, the co-creator of the computer mouse, who sadly died aged 91. Now, English was an engineer and inventor born in 1929 in Kentucky, and he built the first mouse in 1963 using an idea put forward by his colleague Doug Engelbart while the pair were working on early computing. What started as a simple wooden block with a single button soon evolved into the mouse that we know and love today, but it would only become commonplace 2 decades after they invented it, when personal home computers became more popular. Now, the sad truth is that despite the wide use of the mouse, neither man was made wealthy by their invention. In fact, the mouse was patented by them, but actually owned by their employee. And the problem with that was the intellectual property rights expired in 1987, before the mouse had even had a chance to become one of the most common tech devices used on the planet. You can discover more using the link below. Number 2, now if you're debating whether or not you need to diversify your cloud strategy and perhaps move towards a multi-cloud solution, you might consider reading our latest opinion piece by CTO Philip Smith. Comparing the trade-offs for gaining a good multi-cloud strategy, Smith notes the considerations that need to take place before choosing the right cloud for the right workload. In fact, in the words of the author, this opinion paper is not intended to criticise a multi-cloud approach, but instead highlight the difficulties and additional investment required to succeed in reaching your goals. Have a read for yourself and let us know what you think in the comments. Number 3, according to a recent report, British firms paid £210 million last year in ransoms alone, making us the 6th highest total ransom amount globally. Now, this figure can be attributed to nearly 5,000 ransomware attacks last year, with every penny going to cyber criminals. In fact, NZSoft estimates that cyber criminals who use ransomware as a tool of making money are now making approximately 19 billion annually from the practice worldwide. Now, you may or may not have known, but within the UK, paying a ransom is actually not illegal unless it can be traced to terrorism, which actually means that if you can pull it off as a criminal, it's quite a lucrative business. There's also observations to suggest that businesses are prepared and willing to pay the ransoms amid fears of public embarrassment, a loss of data, and potential penalties from regulators. Whilst there's been a dip in attacks since April, the industry is beginning to see the number of instances begin to rise again. The good news, however, is that proper levels of investment in people, processes, and IT could result in significantly fewer instances, and those instances that do exist could be less severe, could be less disruptive, and could be less costly because they could be caught earlier. You can discover more using the link below. Number 4, now way back in the day, social media platforms were just a way to laugh at photos, keep in touch with friends and family, and share information. Never would you think that it would be a matter of political importance or that a president would feel the need to go to war with such a platform. I am of course talking about Donald Trump going to war with TikTok. The latest news is that Trump has paused his plan to ban TikTok completely from the US in order to pave the way for a sale of the Chinese-owned app to Microsoft. The initial decision to ban TikTok comes after a suggestion that the popular app poses a national security risk. It seems that securing the forced sale of the app to an American company might be enough to lessen fears of information being shared with foreign governments. The proposed agreement would involve a purchase of the TikTok service in the United States, Canada, Australia, and also New Zealand, and would result in Microsoft owning and operating TikTok in these markets. I guess only time will tell if Trump and TikTok find a way to reconcile. Number 5, now I may be saying the name wrong, so please forgive me, but I believe it's LogsIO, the leading cloud-native observability platform for modern DevOps teams, has recently announced their latest partnership with HashiCorp, the leader in multi-cloud infrastructure automation software. Now, this partnership brings together 2 open source leaders to help engineers scale and simplify observatory for their environments, allowing for faster and more efficient development of their cloud-native applications, all whilst ensuring security, access control, and enforcement doesn't impact the performance and user experience. Sounds pretty good to me. You can discover more using the link below. And that is it. That is all we have time for. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Friday Tech Roundup. Before you go, just want to note that next week we are hosting our second AWS webinar. So the guys will be on hand to answer your questions, share insights, as well as actionable advice about how you can build solutions that are highly reliable, cost-effective, scale elastically, and require almost no IT administration. Sounds pretty good. I've dropped a link below, so if you're interested, you can register there. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I look forward to catching up with more news next Friday. Take care.